Hey everybody, this is Synik25 here, bringing you another Yu-Gi-Oh battle, and this time we got Constellars versus Fire Fist. So this is also a pretty good battle. Again, it was one of those battles where I feel like my opponent was dominating for most of the game until I ended up coming back. So it was pretty cool. So hope you guys enjoy it. So he gets off first move. He uses Pot of Duality to send Solemn Warning to his hand. So I'm like, well, that's not good. And then he goes ahead and just sets it along with Tenki. And then starts doing all of his Fire Fist shenanigans, which getting his continuous magic cards on the field, and then finally ends his turn with a bear. So as for my move, I have pretty decent hand. I wouldn't say it's the most optimal hand for Constellars, but it's workable. I actually have Tour Guide in this deck now, so that's interesting. I'll put up a deck profile of Constellars later. But otherwise, I go ahead just straight for the Tour Guide play, and it gets Solemn Warning, so that kind of makes me sad. But I throw down my bottomless and just simply end my turn. He goes for another Tanky, again, getting more search power. He goes to try to summon Gorilla. I end up bottomlessing it just to prevent him from making any XZ play. And then from that, he simply just goes for Spirit, and as he tries to special summon, I will max C him to get a card in return. So at this point, he's just going to go ahead and attack, and I believe he actually just does an XZ from there, but he does get that magic card which blocks down any traps in the back row, as well as on Fire Fist Tensen. So, yeah, he has a pretty nasty back row right now. I mean, he has double Tenki, he has Tensu, he's going to lock down one of my traps, which is going to be XY0 board, and he has this other one that increases his monster's attack. So he's sitting pretty comfortably with a pretty solid field, and I'm just trying to get going at this point. I haven't even gotten started, so already kind of behind the 8 ball, but we're going to try to see if we can recover here. Go for the Rhoda, go for the Pollux. Pollux brings out Cost. Cost starts manipulating levels to go for the standard Pallades play, as well as the Star Sign of the Constellar to get me a card in return, which I end up getting into Thunder King, which is pretty cool. Pallades is not going to bounce anything back. I'm just going to run straight into Bear, and this is interesting. So he goes for the Tensu to boost his attack up by 700, which would get around Pallades, but fortunately, Pallades has a quick effect. So as he does that, I'm simply just going to use his effect, bounce Bear back, which makes him waste his Tensen, and then I'm just going to run straight into Spirit. So that was probably, I think, the play of the duel for me. It doesn't. I made a lot of misplays in that duel. That's the only play I can really be proud of. But regardless, I ended up just throwing XYZ Reborn face down, which I will not get to use this duel because it's simply going to get Gyoku'd. So through Tensen, he gets out Bear. Bear's going to pop Pallades. Now, in hindsight, I probably should have. I probably just should have used Pallades' effect to bounce back Bear, and that way I'd only have to deal with one. But like I said, I made a few misplays in this duel. That's just how I roll. It's not a Synik25 duel if there's no misplays. So that's okay. But he's gonna get a solid 2200 on me, and that's gonna make me sad. Actually, yeah, double 2200, and he gets a Yoko face down, allows Cowboy. Now, oh my gosh! So I was looking at my life points when he summoned Cowboy, and I'm like, oh my god, he's going to Cowboy with me, but he was 100 short. I can't believe it. I'm like, wow, I'm actually still in this. So right now it's 100 to 4600, and it's my move. Not looking too good, but it's okay because we're gonna come back here. So yeah, I summon Sombre, use Sombre's effect to get cost back, and then through Sombre, I'm gonna get cost back onto the field. Again, start manipulating levels again, going back to that Pallades play, just because it's still Pallades. It's a good card, and also I want to keep reaping Star Sign of the Constellar so I can keep my draw power up because I'm going to need it because I'm right now I'm at a disadvantage. So Pallades is just going to run the Cowboy, and I'm going to play Venus Chain face down. So his back row is full right now, but he's going to Yoko to destroy Pallades. And at this point, I make another misplay. Second misplay of the duel, where I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to bounce back his Gyoku so I can use XYZ Reborn again, until I realize that I will not be able to chain XYZ Reborn, and he's just going to use the magic card again. So that made me sad. And he could have won the duel right here, but fortunately I did draw into that Fiendish Chain to stop it, and so he can't make an XYZ play, and he simply ends his turn from there. So yeah, I just proceed to Dark Hole the field to just get it off, and I summon Thunder King, which is good because now I can lock out his special summons, but I'm still in danger because with Tenki and Tensu and all these things that boost attack, like all he needs to do really is just draw a Bear and I lose. So it's still anyone's game. If he tops deck Bear, I'm fucked. But nevertheless, I'm just gonna run in with Thunder King and end my turn. And this is like do or die here. What is he going to draw? He ends up drawing a Rekindling, which he unfortunately can't use because his back row is filled. So that is, I guess, one downside of Fire Fist, that if you pump up your back row and you need to play a card, well, not going to work out too well for you. So at that point, it's pretty much game. I have a Pollux in my hand to dish out the extra damage I need and end up taking the win. So yeah, it's a pretty good battle, guys. I enjoyed it. It was another one of those, like I said before, that felt like I was coming back from adversity here, but managed to stick with it. I'm going to put up a deck profile of my Constellar deck pretty soon, so I know you saw some interesting cards in here. I've been tinkering around with it. I mean, I know not many Constellar decks run Tour Guide, but I actually find it pretty cool. I also run BLS in this deck now, so yeah, I'm going to put up a Constellar deck profile pretty soon, and as always, guys, feel free to like and subscribe. Take care.